Happy Mother's Day, everyone, and welcome to the Maryland Jockey Club at Pimlico Racecourse for a Sunday edition of Today at the Races. I'm Dan Ullman, along with the Equibase ace, Keith Fustel. A lot of exciting action yesterday, Keith, with the National Thoroughbred League. The New York Knights got it done, and Ismario Villalobos was the star of the show.
Ismario Villalobos with a couple winners. Yetsit Hazelwood with two. Jimmy Rodriguez with a couple wins. So all in all, big day, good handle, close to $4 million. Beautiful day. We've got a great day here today for Mother's Day. Hopefully you've brought Mom out, treat her to a little lunch, some vouchers, and get her roll and make a little bit of money on this Mother's Day.
Plenty of vouchers would be the way to go for Mom, and hopefully she can increase that bankroll. Of course, we had the NTL yesterday. We've got the Preakness next Saturday, and then once we return to Laurel Park, we'll start a really new and fascinating online contest. It's called the Charm City Pick 5. You play it online. Basically, it's a pick and pray contest. $2 across the board, win, place, and show on the last 5 races each racing day at Laurel Park. If you're fortunate or talented enough to pick all 5 winners of the late Pick 5, you get to win or share a special bonus prize of $1,000, and whoever accrues, that's a great word, accrues,
I like that.
The highest total for the entire meet gets the grand prize of $1,000. So for complete details, visit charmcitypick5.com. Sign up. Love these fun online contests.
Set a reminder on the phone every day. I like that. Now that gives everybody a chance. I'm going to spread the word. We could use a couple bucks, but that's a great contest. I like that.
We had a beautiful day weather-wise yesterday for NTL Saturday, and it is picture perfect once again. Let's take a look at our weather and track conditions. The main track is fast. The turf is firm. The temperature is 75 degrees, and it is gorgeous.
Just a light wind. I mean, beautiful, beautiful day. We couldn't ask for anything better. Yesterday, I guess we cemented the fact it was Benny Haven's day as well. Great pick there, and I hope you all played along yesterday. Kind of, if you mix and matched our picks a little bit, you made some money. And Benny Haven's, if you keyed around that one a little bit in your pick threes, boy, they all paid handsomely. So kudos. This man here does a ton of work, and trust his stuff.
I appreciate it. Now you just buried me. I'm going to
No,
go for 9.
no,
Race number 1 of 9 is coming up at Pimlico. We're going 5/8 of a mile on the weeds, 25 down to 20. Maryland breds eligible for the 30. Let's take out the AEs, the 11 and the 12. We're going to start things off with the horse taking a lot of the early money in the value pick 5, 12% takeout. It's called a value pick 5 because it's a low takeout wager. It is a great wager, and we thank everybody for supporting it because, again, it is a fantastic bet. Everyone talks about low takeout. You're getting it here with the 50-cent pick 5. You've got a $36 play.
Yeah, we're getting handles over 100,000. The late one yesterday was close to 70. So please get involved. Grab a friend if you need to build a bigger ticket to give you more options. But this is a tricky little sequence, but it's got to be challenging. That's why it pays. I'm only going to go 2 deep here in the opener with the 4 and the 90 Hopper Locomotive. 3 deep in race number 2 with the 1, the 2, and the 6. Dine and Dash, interesting. Rudy's had really good fortune of late, bumping these horses up. The double jump has worked for him. Race 3 with the 3 and the 4. Got to be proud. Keen Surge off the claim here for Ricky Silliman, number 4. Like that one a lot at 1 mile and an 1/8 on the turf. Race 4 with the 4 and the 7. They come out of the same race a couple races back at Laurel. And wrap it up. 3 deep in race 5 with the 3, the 4, the 8 for a $36 early value pick 5 ticket. Again, 12% low takeout.
One of the horses on your ticket is the number 9, Locomotive. We have a video spotlight for Locomotive, who ran very, very well in her final start of 2024. This race on November the 9th, where he kind of got involved in a pace duel, put away the pace challenger, and understandably got a little bit tired late.
Yeah, was able to kind of open up, spurred away by 3 here in mid-stretch for trainer Stavika de Zurich. I just can't quite hold on, but man, they were very strong internal fractions. Now we're backing up fresh, 16th of a mile less. Now I said you can close on this turf course, but this speed from this guy in this particular race, the way it looks like it's going to set up, I think he's going to be a factor a long way.
That race looked legitimate. The 5th place horse came back, I think, to win twice with stereo buyer speed figures of 71. Now there is speed to the inside. The 1 and the 4 are pretty quick. This horse might be able to slot in 3rd, and as you say, should be right in the thick of things turning for home. D Hopper is where you're going to go. This horse tried turf last time out, and if you've been following knowing D. Hopper's career, you know his game is speed, and he just kind of got eliminated at the start.
He got in a bad spot going to the turn. You see that shuffled nearing turn, backed up. But I like the willingness. This horse, who always just, if you look at his page, well, there's no way this horse was going to recover after that trouble. This horse took sneaky play, too. Was bet down to 5-1 in a big field. This horse was jumping up from 12.5 on the dirt to 36,000, maybe 36 on the turf. That tells me something. Now, Rudy, he doesn't have a stellar turf record, and these horses going dirt to turf. There is a little breeding there. Canthero's topside, they can run on anything. I'm going to give this one another shot. It not necessarily needs the lead from the way this horse was able to recover after that adversity. If you get a chance, go back and watch that rerun.
Really the key to this race, in my opinion, is whether the number 3 Minister is going to handle the turf. This horse has been bet hard in both starts on dirt, including the career debut. If you remember, this horse was also eligible. J-Rod was named on this one as well as a logical contender in the body of the race. When Minister scratched in, J-Rod went to Minister. It didn't work out that day. Last time out, the horse showed a little bit of speed, entered and scratched at Penn National on May the 1st, but both of the dam's victories came on grass. Its first start is a gelding, and we have a trainer stat for Anthony Pecoraro. Third out maidens, 29% winners, a $2.09 ROI. Maybe turf is what Minister's been waiting for all along.
And this is another guy. I mean, improved speed second time out, was caught wide in that debut. Probably going to be in the mix into the turn and around it. We'll see if this one can last the trip. Pecoraro barn, I do respect when they run horses in Maryland. Very, very tricky. You've got the 2 in here as well. Pretty Jimmy. We saw Susan Cooney get a win yesterday. And another one of our video spotlights in the stats. They were rolling right along yesterday. That was a good ride. Sarah Del Fabro battling back inside. But Pretty Jimmy, we're going to go to this video spotlight.
This really didn't work out for Pretty Jimmy. This is his most recent turf start, and you're just going to see bottled up in behind horses, really nowhere to go. This horse has some run. Steadied right there, forced to alter course, tries to alter course to the outside. Nothing there right now. Pretty Jimmy still has a little bit of run and is going to finish up okay. I thought all in all, this was a really nice performance. He earned a solid 52 buyer speed figure, and he did get a prep race on dirt last time out where he ran third. I think he's going to take a step forward, and it was nice to see Susan Cooney win a race yesterday, so the barn's going well. I want to use Pretty Jimmy at a decent price in my early value pick 5.
Yeah, if you're keying horses, you look Agent Kelly right there into the mix. Keys up with Locomotive. These two very close to that one, so puts that one into play for Susan Cooney.
Fun opener. Keith's going 4-9, 2-3. I'm going 9-3, 2-1. We'll move to the main track for race number 2, 6 furlongs. It's a claiming race for 3-year-old fillies, 20 down to 16. Take out the 7, No Tip Tony. It is the first of our 3 50-cent pick 4 wagers on the program. These pick 4s have been paying very well lately. If you get knocked out of the pick 5, play the pick 4. If you don't get knocked out of the pick 5, play the pick 4.
I tell you, scratch No Tip Tony in here. Dine and Dash is going to be my top selection. You're going to wind up on this filly as well. This 3-year-old by Super 99. It's just the way things have been going for this barn, moving horses up. The last 3 months, Rudy Sanchez Salaman, 3 for 11, 27%, 7 for 11 in the money on this 50% tag jump with an ROI of 424. Interesting that Joanne Schenkel has a speed horse in here with Can Do. I don't think the instructions are going to go, let's both go. One's going to have to sit and track. Dine and Dash, let's go to the video spotlight from its most recent race. And I think the way she took a little bit of pressure here, was able to spurt away and then hold sway, just might have the ability to sit chilly and stalk if needed.
I agree. I think Can Do is naturally faster from the gate, but you see in this race, Dine and Dash had to deal with 2 horses to her outside. Now, she did get a little bit of a breather on the clock, a 25-second second quarter mile, but the way Dine and Dash just dispatched those 2 pace horses and kept right on going, this was a very likable win. She's 2 for 2 in Maryland with Lasix, and I just think that this is a good spot for her. Yes, she's stepping up in class. Yes, this pace might be a little bit stronger than the one she faced last time out, but you mentioned Rudy. Sent out 3 repeat winners last month.
Okay.
Odds ranging between 5-1 and 9-1. So when he's been getting them sharp, they stay sharp. I just think a good trip is coming for Dine and Dash. Island Dream Girl did not get a good trip last time out at Laurel. First off, the Kieran McGee claim. My trip notes had tracked 5 wide after the opening quarter mile, 4 wide bid throughout the turn, floated even wider into the stretch, and still ran on well to be third despite being late to change leads. Breaking from the inside post, the hope is she'll save a lot more ground this time.
Yeah, outside to inside, one of my favorite angles. This is on our horse to watch list. So go on to the Pimlico website, the Laurel website. When we get back over there, we've got plenty of horses to watch. This one made the list definitely off of that trip and showed a definite turnaround in form off of the previous race. I think she's going to get a little speed to target, no doubt. In my memories just to her outside could bring some speed to the table. Got away a little slowly there at Mahoning Valley.
Yeah, this is the only 3-time winner in the field, is the number 2 in my memory. She certainly has credentials. At Mahoning Valley, I think missing the break there really worked against her. She had to then alter course 4 wide into the stretch. I didn't like how she was lugging in through the final 16th of a mile, but she certainly has the class to win this race. And as you mentioned, she has enough speed to get close and work out a good trip. But we're going to see if Dine and Dash can repeat. 6, 1, 2, and 5 for Keith, 6, 2, 1, and 8 for me in race number 2 here at Pimlico. We'll move on to race number 3. We're going a mile and an eighth on the turf, 3 and up. It's a 25 down to 20 claimer. Now winners of 2 life is the condition. Take out the also eligible, the number 11, Mortal Sin. Keen Surge is the number 4, and he's going to be a main player in most people's second of 3 50-cent pick 4 wagers on the card. We're going to take a look at Keen Surge's most recent race. This was a start at Tampa Bay Downs, a $16,000 claimer, breaking from the far outside, doesn't break well. This horse really runs and is really green.
Yeah, I really like this replay. I went back and watched it a couple times. Yeah, slow out of the gate, misses it. But I tell you, Santos gets his horse down the backstretch, and you can just kind of tell he was full of run the whole way. Worked outward when the running starts here, leaving the 3/8 and kind of just right behind him, about 3, 4, 5 horses there kind of across the track. But patient enough. I like this move. But you're going to see, once this horse ramps things up, going to work to the outside here, circle 4 or 5 wide. Now off the claim for Ricky Silliman, and we mentioned yesterday how well he's been doing. This horse just gets a little bit green once it straightens away, top of the stretch, makes a big, strong surge, and then just lugs in, ducks in a little bit in the 16th pole. Hence, we're going to get the blinkers on today. We're going to get first-time Lasix. I think there's lots to like. This guy's just really figuring it out.
Now, it is fair to say that he got a very hot pace to run into that day. They went 23:46, but there's a chance he's going to get another quick pace again. And we talked about Ricky Silliman's numbers. Last out winners, first off the claim, 22%, $2.73 ROI. He knows where to place these new acquisitions. Gato Be Proud is also in this race. And Gato Be Proud ran on late. We got a video spotlight for Gato Be Proud's most recent effort on the turf for trainer Tim Keefe.
Yeah, his numbers stack up. He's been pretty steady on the turf. 4 starts, 3/3. Again, I kind of just like Keen Surge a little bit better at a mile and an eighth to sustain and bring that stronger run. But this is a good try all along. I mean, 49 at that half, they picked it up through that third quarter. This guy just kind of keeps grinding, and I think that's all it's going to take to hit the board today.
Good solid performance for Gato Be Proud, who's a good solid horse and usually brings it. I'm going to take a chance with That's Mr. Tap, the number 7, a horse that I didn't think had the cleanest trip last time out when finishing behind Gato Be Proud. I have him steadied back in between horses early, saved ground near the back of the pack, had to make a big 4-wide bid on the far turn, and then finished evenly, all in the first start off of a short layoff. I think Troy Singh's going to have this horse ready to take a step forward. Second time out on the turf. This horse has shown flashes of ability throughout his career. It's just he's a bit inconsistent.
And Key's up against the right runners on the go back at 2. You see Fire Pit into the mix there. That was first time Lasix on the turf. Last time out off a little bit of a break. I see some improvement looming here for That's Mr. Tap.
Baby Oscar graduated last time out with a beautiful ride from Matilda Burnham, who's another rider that does very, very well on the front end. She was able to drop down the second quarter to 25.87. No wonder Baby Oscar had enough to kick on home. I'm not sure that trip is available with a horse like Dominguez breaking to the inside, but Baby Oscar does have a lot of upside potential after only 3 starts.
Absolutely, and showing that ability to slow it down. It doesn't necessarily mean this horse can't sit back off of a horse and make a run. Developing only 3 starts under its belt, so time, maturing definitely race by race. But that was a good race last time and a great ride by Burnham.
Keith's going 4, 3, 7, and 5. I'll go 7, 4, 6, and 3 in race number 3. Race number 4 is back on the main track. It's at 1 mile and a 16th. This race is for 3-year-olds. First level allowance condition with an optional claiming price range between 62.5 down to 50. We have a field of 7 in here. This is the first leg of our 20-cent Chesapeake Pick 6 jackpot wager. The carryover is now over $4,500. If you are lucky and fortunate enough to be the only one to select all 6 winners in the Chesapeake Pick 6, you take down the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Let's go right to the video spotlight because we've got 2 runners exiting a race on the 23rd of March. That would be Superpower and Amy's Music. Amy's Music had a brutal beginning here. A little unprepared, up in the air slightly, maybe a little hop, but off very slow, giving away to the leaders 5-6 lengths right off the bat.
He certainly did, but then again, this pace was so fast that it actually might have helped Amy's Music a little bit. Meanwhile, Superpower is going to be very close to this pace. They went, on paper, they went 23-1, 47-1. That's fast for these lightly raced 3-year-olds. Amy's Music is now recovered, settling at the back of the pack. Superpower is now pressing this pace. Now, Superpower's forced early to make a move. And again, this pace is now really beginning to heat up. Superpower is going to eventually grab the lead, grab the rail. Amy's Music's now just getting a perfect toe right into this race. And I thought Superpower ran a better race, even though Amy's Music finished ahead.
Yeah, that little start, missing the break, it could have helped, actually. You're right. That flow was hot, contested into the far turn. It gave Toledo a chance just to relax, get this horse into a rhythm. But Superpower right into the teeth, was caught 9 wide just going into that first turn, 4 wide out of it, probably making that move. This was a good effort by both runners. Difficult for me to separate. I just slightest of edge, just a little bit more tactile maybe with Superpower today.
The horse that beat him, Just a Fair Shake, came back and ran a really fine race in the Federico Tessio, running a close second with an 83 Beyer speed figure. That race looks legitimate. I just wonder if Superpower won't have to exert as much energy to get forwardly placed this time around. And no disrespect to Amy's Music at all, who ran on and tried all the way throughout, and the last race is just another throw out on turf.
Yeah, I think this horse just has a little bit more tactical speed, won't be caught nearly as wide going into that turn. Yeah, a horse like Tethered Soul, Top Blood has shown sometimes to want to go out and mix it up on the front end. But if Rodriguez just plays it cool into and around the first turn, I think we'll get position to strike early and then hold on late.
What do you do with National Law, a $250,000 yearling by Constitution who won by the length of the stretch in his most recent start? The problem is he was bearing out terribly, which makes you wonder what was he beating that day if he was able to run sideways in the stretch and still win by 13. I think that's one of the reasons the blinkers go off.
Yeah, they go off. I did not get a chance to watch that rerun. I'm going to trust in you. We'll use that one a little bit in my exact as National. Still think he's got to move just a little bit more with my top 2 selections here. We'll see.
Rod Dog's a big fan of Top Blood, and I know you like him a little bit as well. They tried him on turf last time out. He didn't run badly at all against older horses. Now he's back in with straight 3-year-olds, and 2 starts back over a muddy track. I thought he ran okay. Up close to a fast pace over a closer's track that went to a closer.
Yeah, he's been busy, no doubt about it. 12 starts thus far for Top Blood, and he was part of that race behind Just a Fair Shake, and you can say he had a legitimate excuse. Checked the first turn, caught a little bit wide, a little flattening, has beaten Amy's Music before.
We'll see if Superpower is able to get back to the winner's circle for the Christophe Clement barn. 4-7-1-3 for Keith, 4-6-7-3 for me, 4 down, 5 to go. We'll take a break. We'll come back with Mackenzie Pfeiffer's late value pick 5 play.
Baltimore! To the city of Baltimore, to all the fans watching around the world, riders up!
They're off in the Preakness.
All eyes of the world will be on Baltimore.
They're head-on-head. Seabiscuit leads by a length. Seabiscuit is the winner,
And it was a powerhouse race again by the big, strong Secretariat.
Sunday Silence takes the lead at the quarter pole.
American Pharaoh, phenomenal in the Preakness.
And the filly did it! Rachel Alexandra! Here is Smarty Jones. He wins the Preakness by a dozen lengths.
She's the brave, wins the Preakness.
Welcome back to Today at the Races. I'm Dan. He's Keith. Race number 5 is coming up right now. 5 furlongs on the turf. Maiden Claimer 16 down to 12.5. Maryland Breds have the option of running for 20. Take out the AEs. 11 through 16. First leg of our late value pick 5. Low 12% takeout. Our colleague and friend Mackenzie Pfeiffer has a ticket, and she has 2 singles today.
Look at this, but man, she's got some races, some serious spreads. Races 7 and race 9. Look at that. I like her first 2 horses to get this thing kicked off in race 5. The 3 and the 4, Shane Falco, and the 4, Agent Kelly. Here we go. Grayson's Girl came back, very, very strong off of a break over that wet surface last time. That's going to be her single in race number 6. Here we go. Count them like a rainbow here. 3, 4, 5, 7, 10, 12 in race 7. 1 mile and an eighth on the turf. Never won 2 in life. Yeah, it's that kind of race. I'm going to go with a price in race 7, and she does not have my top selection in the 7th. All right, Matt, we'll add that one. Race 8, going to single. Looks like the 1A is going to stay in out of the S entry. Majestic Creed scratched the other part. Miataska. The 3, Sheila's War Cloud. And the 6, Next Girl. Wrap it up in race 9 with the 1, 2, 4, 6, and 9. Mendrell getting to the turf first time here for the barn of Brittany Russell. A $30 late value pick 5. Again, 12% low takeout.
Well, let's start things off with one of Mac's selections in the pick 5, and your top pick as well, the number 3, Shane Falco, who ran really well sprinting on turf the only time he tried the surface. Then they tried synthetic twice. Last time out, I just wonder if it was a situation where a mile at that point was a little bit too far. Probably better on the turf, probably better sprinting, like the fact that Ruiz takes the mount.
Yeah, Shane Falco. Remember that guy? Keanu Reeves in the replacements, filmed here in Baltimore. We're in Baltimore, so a little bit of a hunch play for Shane Falco. I thought the debut was very, very good. A little trouble into the turn right around the 3/8 pole, work between, shifted out. Kept on well out in the center of the course. Another horse just came and nipped him late at the wire behind Cinetic. Then we saw Cinetic carry the speed pretty well.
Yeah.
Got involved in a duel yesterday against a better field till very late. Number works for me. I think Shane Falco, this is going to be first time late 6 on the turf sprinting. We're going to get an okay price, 6-1. You got Ruiz. I'm going to take my shot here from just off of it.
I don't necessarily trust the familiar faces, so I'm going to go with a new shooter, the first-time starter, the number 8 Great Artist, going out for Phil Capuano. We know that the Great Notions are very precocious. They usually win first time out, 17% to be exact. This dam is an unraced half-sister to a Grade 3 winning dirt router named Beach View, who really wanted to go long, a 98 Beyer speed figure on the dirt. But the second dam was a good horse on turf, a stakes winner on the surface. I like this little work tab here for Great Artist. I don't think it's the strongest field in the world. The early money probably tells the tale.
I think, Phil started out rolling pretty good with the firsters, maybe tailed off just a little bit. Yeah, I see this horse maybe. I'm going to toss it in, but your analysis, Lovely Charm. Horse has been a little bit better on there. It's a real toss-up again. Check the board there because you're starting this late pick 5. Gives you the opportunity to kind of see if that sways you a little bit to include that one in your late pick 5 ticket. Agent Kelly, what can you say? 5 seconds out of 9 starts. Hasn't been seen since November, but was definitely improving. But is he going to continue? To get that case of seconditis.
Finished ahead of a horse that came right back to win at the fairgrounds with a 71 Beyer, then hit the board against winners with a 71 Beyer. Agent Kelly, I think, is going to be ready to go first off the layoff. This barn likes to prep them in these run them back in these turf sprints. And just from a speed figure standpoint, if this horse runs some of the numbers that he did as a 3-year-old, he's going to be very, very tough. Go to Bingo. First time Lasix for Susan Cooney off the layoff. This horse ran okay 2 starts back, showing a lot of early speed.
Yeah, that 22-1 Stormy Flight. Yeah, there's Cinetic into the page as well. So I kind of glazed over this one, and when you're really breaking it down, there's going to be some speed, but at least this one is proven on the turf.
That horse faced 3 next out winners in that turf race, and the horse that he was dueling with early was the favorite that ended up faltering very badly to finish 9th. So I think Go to Bingo was just compromised by the way the race was run. Fresh, Lasix, speed, maybe a good value play for Go to Bingo. 3, 4, 8, and 6 for Keith, 8, 4, 2, 9 for me in race number 5. Race number 6, back to the main track, 3/4 of a mile, 3-year-old fillies. First level allowance, claiming option range, 62.5 down to 50. First leg of our late 50-cent pick 4. We'll talk about that in a moment, but first we have our jackpot super high 5 wager. It's a $1 minimum bet. The carryover is climbing over $1,100, and it's kind of a fun way to play, especially on Mother's Day. Hit the super high 5.
Super high 5. That would be nice to take down. It's a good little race here, 3/4 of a mile for these fillies. I go to the 7. She is, you don't even have her in the mix. She is who she is, basically. We've seen her. She's danced a lot of dances already as a 3-year-old, 13 tries, but she's consistent. 2 wins, 5 seconds, a third. There's going to be flow in here. Lift the lid with any kind of break goes. I think Tune to the Moon is going to be close. Obviously, Green Andre wants to be part of it. I think gets it. You get a little bit of a weight break here. Rider riding well. Again, just draft in a little bit into the turn. She just needs a little bit of patience, a little bit of a ground-saving trip around the turn. I think she brings enough run. She can finish. She's proven to me to finish, and I'm going to give her a shot here today for Corrales.
She certainly is consistent. She's earned the exact same buyer speed figure of 66 in 4 of her last 5 starts. If you believe a 66 is good enough to win this race, and it might be, Shikara Fire is usually can be relied on to give a nice late kick. I had a lot of trouble in this race. Grayson's Girl is where I landed for Brittany Russell. Let's watch Grayson's Girl return off of a lengthy layoff at Laurel Park. This is a maiden special weight over a sloppy track. Grayson's Girl did not break very well in this race, as you see, but is eventually going to settle at the back of the pack and then make a sweeping move on the turn, and then just rolled on to win by 8 lengths. Maybe it was a major wet track move up. Maybe it wasn't a strong field. Visually, you just have to like the way Grayson's Girl swept by everybody.
Yeah, did it with ease. And again, if she's comfortable and looks like she's comfortable just sitting back off the pace, letting things develop, she's got the right kind of feel in front of her this afternoon, because a couple of these can cut it out pretty good through the opening quarter. You've got, again, gaining a little experience, a little bit more maturity here, second off the break for Brittany Russell. Yeah, I think she's hard to leave out of the mix in your exactas and tries.
I really think that the 4 Green-Eyed Monster is a sleeper in this race. Green-Eyed Monster is the only 3-time winner in this heat, and I just think she had a natural excuse when she finished behind Shikara Fire last time out, and that was the wet track. You go back to her 2 prior starts on fast going. She showed tactical speed. She finished off those races. I think Green-Eyed Monster, especially with that 66 buyer of 2 starts back, is right there.
I think her 3-back race, even though it's not her top buyer, the 56, that was a good run. I love the comment we give her. 3 to 4 wide, dog it outside, because there was another runner in there. The other Rob horse got a better trip. It's a monster. This one just kept on going. Yeah, I think just dismissed the off-track try last time.
Tune to the Moon is another horse that might offer a little bit of value in this race, coming off a career best 68 buyer speed figure. I thought the rail was very good that day. The winner of that race, Double Arrow, got to the front, got to the rail. Tune to the Moon was chasing outside and tried very hard at a big price. I think she fits in here, certainly from a buyer speed figure. And Double Arrow came back, ran a pretty good race at Parks, earning a 69 buyer.
Exactly. That was a game second in a Pennsylvania bred, other than Shankle. Second off the claim the last couple years in the dirt, 21% with a positive ROI, 281 for that one. Again, she's just getting better. And again, I think she's going to be close. I don't think she necessarily needs to lead, but Double Arrow is a good horse.
I think you can also make a case that Divine Works is finally figuring the game out. You can tell that these connections thought highly of her, debuting her at Saratoga, where she was favored at 2-1 in a 10-horse field, and then they ran her in the Maryland Million Lassie as a maiden, and she was 5-2. She had a terrible post in the Lassie. She's come back. She's slowly improved. I'm never sure if I should trust those Colonial races or not, but again, they always liked this horse.
Yeah, and she was able to move into it. Yeah, she had some help. They were battling up front. But when I give that comment out, Surge, to be visually, it was impressive to me. And right, the light bulb, it's definitely turning on right now for Divine Works. you're getting away 8-1 on the morning line. Might be a little bit of a steal here with that kind of price.
Some nice classy horses in this race. 7-4-2-5 for Keith, 6-5-3-4 for me in race 6. Race number 7's on the turf. Mile and an eighth, claiming race 25 down to 20. It's a non-winners at 2 life. Take out the 8, the 9, Key Stat, and Pure Realization. I want to start off with Artwell, your top selection in this race. Artwell is returning to turf for the first time in a long time. You got to go way back on your past performances to July the 2nd, 2024, and she ran well at Indiana.
If you can pronounce that winner's name, but I've been up to the station, and we're not going to try to pronounce it. And that horse has run a couple times when I've been up there. Pretty good horses. Now a 6-time winner, allowance winner on the turf. Just missed recently in a tough starter allowance. When I see Bernie Dunham, I see turf, predominantly sprints. His record has been much better with the sprint types. But this horse has shown speed, shown the ability to come from just off of it. A mile and 1/8, is it just a touch too much? Maybe. But at the price I'm going to get, I'm taking the shot here. Wesley Ho, Dunham, Artwell. Yeah, I think this horse will be close early and close late.
We both have the same idea in going for a price in this race. I'm going with a real Hail Mary shot, and that's the number 3, Cessnola. I really like the way Cessnola won back at Delaware in August. Yes, he got a very fast pace to attack, and a very nice in-out closers trip as well, but he earned a competitive speed figure. He hasn't done anything in his 5 subsequent starts, all against winners. I'm going to make the argument he was overmatched at the fairgrounds 2 back. They got a prep on dirt, which I think is key, and then they came back and they got a bullet 5/8 of a mile workout from this horse at Delaware. Cessnola is a horse that needs a little bit of racing luck and a little bit of pace. I think he's going to get the pace.
Yeah, the pace is what you got to get today for Cessnola. Big number. Pay attention when he doles out these prices. Yeah, at least a couple bucks across the board would work for Cessnola.
Little Sebastian.
Yeah, I've always liked this guy. Since his debut, he ran at Timonium. I thought he ran well that particular day. He's put together a couple good races. Hasn't been seen for a little while. A couple muddy sealed surface tries. Adds Lasix. Capable of getting around a ground. And we've got a stat. This is the key here for Little Sebastian, for Justin Nixon, for me.
Wow, past 3 years, the sire Rogish. You may not be familiar with Rogish. 4 for 10 with first-time turf winners and a giant ROI of $4.26. So Little Sebastian has that going for him. He has the Lasix. He has a very good trainer in Justin Nixon. He's coming into this race fresh. And again, maybe it's just the right spot for a fresh face, trying turf for the first time. What do you do with a horse like the 7 Canoes? This horse is very fast out of the gate. Wired him going, what was it, 3/4 of a mile on the all-weather at Turfway. They tried dirt last time out, probably in too tough, probably dirt south the surface. This horse is stretching out 3.5 furlongs, and I would have to think Villalobos is putting this horse right on the cheek.
Exactly. Kieran with a big winner yesterday. Cactus now 2 for 2, and Cactus really overcame a lot of adversity. Was jostled around at the gate and forced in. Kieran getting some turf winners, and I think it's going to be all systems go right to the front here. Try to dictate. I'm hoping Artwell can take off and make a move into it, say the far turn.
I think Mo Joke has maybe found what he wants to do, sprinting on the turf. Last time out, got back on the grass, was a gigantic price, kind of eased out in the stretch, only an even finish, but another one that might benefit if the pace gets electric up front.
The practical jokes at a mile and an eighth, especially on the turf, I'm a little leery of it. Willingness enough for me to put into the mix. So I'm going to key around the 2 and the 4. They're going to be my 2 key horses in race 7. And if they're not there, well, I move on to the next.
Well, Bold Licorice is another horse I want to touch upon really quickly. Because this is a wild race, by the way. A horse like Bold Licorice, who kind of made a 4-wide bid last time out into a fast pace. Ran behind the 3 favorites, earned a 71 Beyer speed figure. Not exactly a win machine at 1 for 27, but maybe gets the right race flow. And Gray Flannel Boss was wired last time out. He's going to get a much better flow here.
Gray Flannel Boss is another horse that's on our horses to watch list. Maybe he's going to be better off back to the dirt, and maybe don't give up to him just yet, because he's on the go back. He's got that win on the turf. Might be useful enough in here. This is a maze of a race. I just see the value. We're both taking shots here. Dan with the 3, Cessnola, me with the 2, Artwell.
2, 4, 5, 7, Keith, 3, 7, 10, 2 for me. Late double time, race number 8, mile and a 16th. Second level allowance. optional claiming range 40,000 down to 32 for fillies and mares. Take out the 1/2 of the entry, Mia Tosca, the 3 Sheila's War Cloud, the 6 Next Girl. We scratch down to a field of 4. It automatically makes this a jockey's race.
Jockey, and we saw this yesterday. I thought my 2 horses would kind of get out there and control it later in the card. Unfortunately, that was the Lacey Gaudet exacta, right? 1-2. Congrats to her. But again, I'm going to try a speed angle with the 1A, Majestic Creed. I know Lovely Charms got a little bit of flow as well. But let's go to the video spotlight. This one's going to go, I believe, second back off the claim, a reclaim for Ness. And things didn't go well out of the gate.
Just got pinched and steadied out of the gate, and then right after that, Majestic Creed kind of gets rushed a little bit.
Oh, yeah, look at that opening quarter, 23-3. Picked it up to 46-4 and was battling, all the way into the far turn. Here we go, the rush up. I just think Majestic Creed, really no drop, holding around the level here for Ness on a track that I know they can carry speed. She's got to outrun Lovely Charm. Again, we've got to avoid a duel. If I get involved, say the 5/8 pole into the far turn, I'm going to be cooked, and then it's going to be setting things up beautifully for a horse like Northern Glow or Viennese Waltz. But I'll take the shot with an alert break. She can take this field coast to coast.
I'm hoping that one of 2 things happens for my top selection, the 5 Northern Glow. A, the situation that you described, where there's a speed battle and Northern Glow, who's more of a closer, can sit back and make that one run. Or this race is just run at a glacial pace, and they're all bunched up, and you can throw a napkin over them turning for home, and it comes down to the horse with the best kick. And I wonder if it is Northern Glow. Could be racing back into shape in the 3rd start of the form cycle. This horse was in against a good one last time out. And Take the Money, honey. That horse was freakishly good that day. We have a Brittany Russell stat on Northern Glow, 3rd after layoffs between 6 months and a year, 36% winners, $3.11 ROI. I'm looking for Northern Glow to make the last run, and I do like the fact that this horse has a prior win here at Old Hilltop.
And she had the inside post going the 1-turn mile last time. I think eventually that forced her a little bit further back because she can lay closer if needed. And like I say, if you're seeing 24 and change, a 48 and change, Northern Glow has enough to stay close by the time they hit the 3/8.
Have a lot of respect for Viennese Waltz going out for Hugh McMahon. This horse has won 2 in a row, taking a little bit of a step up in class, but a horse that I think is a little bit more tactical than it appears on paper. Doesn't have to come from far out of it.
It just never stops, just keeps grinding, and again, relentless in its races most recently, and against the slower flow last time out.
Let's go to 5-4-2-1A for me. 1A-4-5-2 for Keith in race number 8. We'll close things out on the turf. 5-furlong event, claiming race 40 down to 32 for fillies and mares. Now winners at 2 life. Take out the 10, take out the 11. I want to start off with Mendrel, the number 9. That's your top selection. We have a trainer stat for who else? Brittany Russell. Between February the 14th and May the 8th, 41 for 120, 34%, a positive ROI. And as we say on the show, you really don't need to handicap.
Well, and if you're out here again for Mother's Day and you're a little bit newer to the racetrack, take advantage of these stats that Dan is going to provide for you and some of the other information and trust in it a little bit. It makes it a little bit easier. You're right, Brittany Russell, it just seems like you can't go wrong. But Mendrel, there is turf in this family.
Yeah.
Both sibs are winners on the grass. The barn change, surface change here. There's some speed. I think I Love You is going to go. Sweet Summer Love, Lady Aurora. A couple of these horses really want to kind of go out and get after it. I think the draw was perfect. Can stalk and pounce.
The only concern that I've had with Mendrel's recent synthetic races is that she's been a tad slow from the gate both times. And at a 5-furlong turf race, you really can't afford to lose too much ground. But I also think she's naturally fast enough to overcome even a smidge of a slow break. I know that I think I Love You is fast from the gate. We saw that last time out, returning to turf. Just hustled very hard early. Took pressure, but look who was pressing. A 43-1 shot that probably had no chance. I don't really think I Love You worried about that one too much. And then I think I Love You was able to hold on. This one's going to have to work from the rail under Cal Lynch. We'll see if that 73 buyer is legit. 2 turf starts, 2 73s.
Yeah, and you go back, and we talked about it last time when she ran. The horse out of that race at Delaware last May had come back to run well at Fairgrounds with right around the same kind of buyer speed figure in an allowance field. So I think it stacks up here, and she can take a little bit of a pressure to me. She can definitely go battling it out into the turn, around the turn. I think she'll survive a long way here. Might just win it.
Sharman had a trip last time out, didn't he? Off of the layoff, off slow and pinched back, widest in mid-stretch, and was running a little bit.
I wish she would have Ariel Moon. When you go back to 3-back race on the page, would have run a little bit better yesterday. But yes, in closest to start, by faders. The 65, we got to get back to that kind of a number. Second off the break, a better post position to me. If she just comes away a little bit cleanly, won't be hung nearly as wide.
And I'm drawing a line through the 4 Lady Dioro's most recent race. Just tried to sneak away, going 2 turns through a very quick third quarter in 23.40 and paid the price. Much better, I think, sprinting with the tactical speed to work out a trip. I do respect this barn. Take a look at that win percentage, 36% this year.
You can also see she's run against the most proven fields, the better horses, without a doubt, for Mike Pino.
9214 for Keith, 1942 for me. In the finale on a Mother's Day Sunday at Pimlico, you're going to go with a value play.
Yes. We're going to go race 3, number 4, Keen Surge. I think is a true claim here by Ricky Silliman. The blinkers going on. Horse was a little bit erratic down at Tampa. To the mile on 8, I think the further the better for Keen Surge.
We'll see if I'm the kryptonite for my horses, my best play. The number 4, Super Power, 2-1 on the morning line. Not at maybe the greatest win price, but I thought this horse ran really well last time out, and it's going to get an easier trip here. 9 on a Sunday card. It's been a great opening week of racing here at Pimlico. Callie Francois, Mackenzie Pfeiffer, Dave Rodman will take you through the afternoon. We'll go up to Dave Rodman for scratches and changes, and happy Mother's Day, everyone.
Yep. Good luck.